Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Basement Ballers podcast. I know you missed us. It's been a while.
Y'all missed me,
Brahim's
right?
back from his trip from Lebanon. If you guys have been following us on
Yeah.
TikTok, you guys kind of know what he's been up to a little bit.
Yeah.
If you haven't, do so. We're kind of on the come up on TikTok. We're posting some stuff. We're pissing people off. You know how
Y'all got it. Yeah, Chelsea fans have no mercy from us on TikTok.
I know, eh? But that is TikTok, and this is YouTube, and this is Spotify. This is our weekly podcast that we're gonna start again every week. Don't worry, we will not let you guys down.
I let you guys down for 3 weeks.
Nah,
before.
brother, that's not laying down. We did try out a Twitch podcast. It was okay. We had our buddy Hamad come on that podcast. His link will be down there if you want to follow him. He's a personal trainer. He has his own programs. He's a cool guy. He knows a lot about football. And if you guys like him, let us know. We'll probably have him on a future podcast. But this week, we're wrapping up because this is the end of the season kind of wrap-up podcast, something that, all of us have been anticipating, and we are ready to start. You guys already know the drill for those who have been watching. We start off with our Premier League roundup, and today is no different. So Premier League, man, honestly, it's been over on the upper side of the bracket for about, a week and a half now.
Yeah, top four, the league win or whatever. That's been done for about 2 weeks.
Right. Liverpool was slightly making a push, and then Man United just sealed it off. GG's to Man United. They earned Champions League, and so does Newcastle. But what we want to start off with today is our relegation talk, because that was the big deal. That was the thing that kind of came up to today, really. Right? So how about you start us off with that, Brahim?
Yeah, my prediction of Leicester staying up went horribly. I did predict. What was my prediction? I'm pretty sure. My prediction was Southampton. I think I said Forest and then Leeds. So Southampton was obvious. Leeds, I wasn't too sure. I mean, Forest stayed up. I'm surprised, but yeah, Leicester being relegated is very.
That's the shocker, I think.
Yeah,
That's the shocker.
Leeds. Well, I don't know, man, because me going into this season, I thought Bournemouth, Fulham, and Forest. I thought pretty much the three promoted teams were gonna get dusted because Fulham always go up and then get relegated. They're a yo-yo team. Bournemouth, especially after getting spanked 9-0 by Liverpool, I thought we were gonna get relegated. And Forest, same thing. I'm surprised Leicester. I thought Leicester were too good to actually go down because now with them going down, James Maddison is gone, Harvey Barnes, Jamie Vardy's probably retiring, Tielemans is gone, Ricardo Pereira's gone. Who else do they have that are asked? Probably Castagne's gone. Man, I don't know. Iheanacho probably is gone. There's a lot of players that Leicester's gonna offload because going to the championship next year is gonna be I saw a stat. They're the second team ever in the Premier League to basically have won the league and get relegated. Because keep in mind, they only won the league 7 years ago. They won the FA Cup 2 years ago. They were finishing 2 seasons back-to-back 5th place, literally not that long ago. So them getting relegated is definitely surprising. Southampton kind of as well because they haven't been relegated since I think 11 or 12 years. They haven't been relegated, or actually no. Let's see. Last time they were in the championship was 12 years ago. Now getting relegated from the Premier League last time I can't remember, but they haven't been in the championship for a while. So that was also surprising. Leeds, not really. But Southampton, throughout the course of the year were just shit. So by the time February happened, I kind of knew they were gonna go down. Leeds and mostly Leicester, I'm surprised, but yeah, Leicester going down is shocking.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, these teams that a lot of people thought, it's not just you, a lot of people thought that teams like Fulham and Bournemouth were going down, but these are the teams that actually put on quite the showing in certain occasions. Obviously, today, Bournemouth lost to Everton, which is kind of what propelled Everton out of that relegation spot, so there was a big...
Yeah, the goal, Doucouré scored a sexy-ass volley, man. Right. Yeah, no, that was crazy, because Leicester even won the game. They won their game, and yet they're still relegated. That stuff. Leeds just got dusted, but,
No, was it 4-1 or 5-1?
4-1. They let Lucas Moura score on his testimonial,
bro. But those are the clubs, even Fulham, they finished above Chelsea, right? So, that's
everyone's finishing above Chelsea.
But, with all seriousness, that's an accomplishment within itself, right? So, does that spell something for their future? As in, have they built enough pedigree to maybe make some signings over the summer? We don't know, right?
Fulham, if Fulham get relegated next year, I would not be surprised.
Fair.
I would honestly not be surprised. I think the shocking one for me is how bad Spurs have been in the last 3 months. Because keep in mind, Spurs.
Ever since they sacked
not even before, Spurs pretty much from when the season started from August till February, we're looking definitely top 4, for sure. And not only they didn't finish top 4, they finished 8th, so they don't even get they don't get Conference League or Europa League. They're getting nothing. I'm very surprised by that. Let's see. Yeah, Man City finished on 89 points. Arsenal on 84. Man United on 75. Newcastle, I think, on 71 or 2. If you can check that
Newcastle
for
finished
me.
on 71. Yeah.
71 exit. It's been a pretty decent season. I mean, honestly,
Pretty solid, man. Honestly, yeah.
But next year's I think next year will be even more interesting, just because I don't expect Liverpool and Chelsea to be that shit again.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, it
Liverpool
also
should be
depends on
better.
what Newcastle does in the offseason because of their like success this season and the fact that they have some really like big funders.
Well,
you know?
they have money now. They got Champions League, so they
Right.
could actually. They need to start off by getting. This is like how every rebuild is essentially. That's what Man City did. They start off by getting basically like the fringe used to be like stars. Like I don't know, like if they can go get like an Aubameyang from Chelsea, or maybe get like I don't know, maybe like a Neymar. They get like one of those. They need to get like a statement signing because them in the Champions League next year with Dan Burn on the defense isn't really gonna cut it. So
True.
like
No,
they
it's
they,
true.
they need to strengthen because they can't balance Premier League and Champions League. They're not there yet. So either they focus on Champions League or Premier League.
Fox, they got the manager to pull it off, and honestly, it's a manager like Eddie Howe is the kind of manager that players want to play for. I think so. They definitely have the
English players would want to play for now. I don't know. I don't think no Brazilians out here trying to play for Eddie Howe. But like,
I mean, fair enough.
like I know, yeah, that he has a reputation in England. But keep in mind, he's like a Graham Potter. He hasn't really been like with the big boys. We're gonna like next year's actually gonna be like a test because this year no one expected Newcastle to do this well, so they kind of played without much pressure, you could say.
Fox.
And next year will actually be what we're gonna see.
We're gonna see how they face the pressure. That's for sure. So now we're moving on to so we have 3 teams going down. Now we got 3 teams coming up, and that being Burnley, Sheffield United, and Luton Town.
Yeah, Luton
Town.
Yeah, that's another. That's because Luton is actually it's a part of London.
Yeah.
So like now it's gonna be that's what like 8 London teams in the Premier League next year because you have Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, Fulham. That's 4. Luton, that's 5.
West Ham.
West Ham, that's 6. Crystal Palace, 7. And then Brentford is like a suburb-ish. Like you can say Brentford as well. That's 8. That's 8 teams that are in or around the London area next year. Yeah, Luton. That's the. Yeah, they were fifth. They were in the 5th tier 9 years ago. Now they're in the Premier League. I'm surprised because the final itself between them and Coventry. Because I've never seen Coventry in the Premier League, and I've never seen Luton in the Premier League. So to me, it's like a thing of like I was surprised that was even a final because I was expecting maybe like a Watford, maybe like like a Stoke. Maybe like I don't know, like one of those like traditional teams. I didn't think like Luton or Coventry would actually make it that far, let alone Luton winning it.
They've they've really gone under the radar because only recently have I really been paying attention to the run that they're making in the championship, right?
Well, that's the thing because beginning of the season, I remember they were kind of finishing. They were like around mid table in the championship, and then they made a push towards the end that kind of propelled them into the playoff spots, and then them winning it, but. I mean, I said this on TikTok. I think Luton, unless like they actually strengthen a lot, which I don't think they can because they still have to. They need to pay $10 million to basically bring their stadium up to Premier League standards.
Yeah.
Plus, sign players, whatever. Like honestly, if Luton's team stays like this and there's only like minor changes, not like really major changes, I could see them finishing like 20th next year. Like 20th with like a really bad points tally. Like somewhere near like I don't know 20 or some shit. Like I can see them getting dusted next year. Like it's great that they made the Premier League, but them staying in it, I don't think so. But yeah, crazier things have happened.
Crazier things have happened, man. Honestly, and obviously this is not coming from us wanting that to happen. More just facing reality and thinking of like there's some real like Premier League next season is gonna be
it's gonna be tough. Like
some crazy.
I would love Luton to stay, but do I see it happening? Nah.
Fox.
Like I don't know. And then Burnley and then Sheffield United. Yeah, I mean Burnley are gonna stay in the Premier. Like for me, Sheffield and Luton, I think like I wouldn't be surprised if they were to get relegated and go back to the Championship. I think Burnley are there to stay because they've only been out of the Premier League 1 year, went to the Championship, won it with like 100 points, I'm pretty sure. Vincent Kompany's a very good manager so far, he's proving.
Fox.
And his Burnley team is looking kind of wavy. It's not like the Burnley team that you had before where they were basically just park the bus and hoofball. They actually play some nice stuff. I mean, I don't know, in the Premier League they might go back to hoofing the ball and playing park the bus because it's not the same level of opposition as the Championship, but like I can see Burnley staying up. Yeah.
Fox.
I think so.
No, and I can definitely see that now. And I think, I think that Leicester's probably not going to have too much of a long stint in the championship. I think Leicester will also come back up next season. But that being said, next season is a really big toss-up because there are teams that are down in that mid-table area where I don't see them being there, like Chelsea, number one.
Yeah, Chelsea's not going to finish 12th.
I think West Ham will probably have a better season next season.
I see, yeah. Like, teams like Fulham I feel like are going to drop back down to, like, around relegation. Not necessarily get relegated, but they're going to drop down close to those relegation spots. Teams like Chelsea are going to do better. Spurs are probably going to be better than 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Then, yeah, because the top 10 in the Premier League are all, like, very good. Yeah, Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool. That's 6. You have Spurs, Brighton, Villa, Brentford. That's already, like, 10 teams. West Ham. That's 11 teams right there that are, like, pretty strong. Then you have Crystal Palace. You have, like... Yeah, next year's Premier League is going to be very interesting.
It is, and going back on that Spurs comment where, like, I don't even think a lot of Spurs fans wanted European football, right? Like, do you really want European football when you're in a rebuild? Because it's very clear that they're going to be rebuilding, right?
Well, not even that. Do you really want European football if it's not the Champions League? Like, I don't really, like, it's probably better for them that they're not in the Conference or Europa League because either, like, who gives a shit? Like,
100%. Like, at least they can take time now. Okay, they focus on the Premier League next season and certain cup competitions. But then at least what they'll be able to do is they'll be able to focus on the rebuild. Now, one thing that I have been reading, and I don't know, bro, because football news is always, like, talking shit. But one thing I have been reading is the possibility of Harry Kane staying. Because Tottenham want a lot of money for this brother. And I don't know if there's...
Yeah, but he only has, 2 years left 1 year on his contract. So either they have to sell him... Like, I'm not saying they should accept $40 million, but if someone comes in for 70, 80, I know that's, like... I know Kane is worth at least 100, like, something. I get it. But, like... You either sell him now for that much or you lose him on free next year. Because if Harry Kane signs a new contract with Spurs, I don't want to hear people saying, "Oh, I feel bad for Kane. He doesn't have a trophy." No, it's like he's a loser.
It's on him.
Like I'm sorry. At this point, even when he re-signed in 2018, him and Son, I questioned them. I was like, okay, they were way better than they are now. But if he re-signs a contract now, to me, Harry Kane just basically
accepting mediocrity,
accepting being mid because he's happy with getting goal scoring records and scoring 30 goals in the league, but he doesn't want to win shit. Like. Fox. He needs to leave. He has to force. Like, I don't care, but he's 30 now. He can't afford to stay one more year at Spurs.
No, he needs to move. Either make a really big move to a big team like Real Madrid, or make a really big move in the Premier League to one of the big 6.
If I'm him, I either go. Let's see. Chelsea need a striker, but I don't think they're going to get him because they still have a lot of stuff they need to sort out. Man United, like, the only team he could really go to, I could see, is Man United because Liverpool's attack is kind of set. Arsenal's is too. Man City's is. Chelsea, I mean, and then Man United. So, yeah, I see him going to Man United. But if he doesn't go Man United, then, yeah, he should go, like, Madrid or something.
The only way I could see it with Chelsea, though, is because of Pochettino.
Yeah, but they have Nkunku now.
True.
Like, they're getting Nkunku, who's like a center forward / striker-ish kind of. They still have to sort out the Lukaku stuff because keep in mind he's on loan. They didn't sell him. Yeah. They need to sort out his. They have Kai Havertz. They still have like Sterling, Ziyech, Pulisic, all that. Like, their attack is very bloated with shit.
Yeah.
So they need to trim it down.
They need to trim it down
before they can think again. Okay, now if they if they're able to trim it down in the next like month or so. And they still have like about a month or two in the transfer window. Yeah, they could get Kane, but they need to slim down their squad in general, but especially their attack.
Fox,
because it's basically filled with a lot of dead players.
Fox, and just like that, the Premier League is now over. It is rounded up. We have 2 more competitions left. Big major competitions. We have the FA Cup final, which is on June the 3rd.
Yeah, and then Champions League, which is on the 10th.
Which is Champions League, which is a week later. Yeah, a week later on the 10th, Saturday.
Yeah.
So those are going to be the things that we're looking forward to the most. Obviously, summer is for the most
transfers,
part. Man. Transfer window, transfer news. You guys know where that will be covered here on Basement Baller Podcast and on TikTok.
Yeah, watch our TikTok. It's somewhere. We might pull up with some little, outside, football challenges and stuff. Leave us some recommendations.
For sure, guys. For sure. And we appreciate you guys staying along with our Premier League roundups up until now. And the next couple of episodes will be focused on transfer rumors and top 10s and things like that nature. So if you're into that, subscribe, do your thing, comment what you want to see, and we'll go through that. Now, today it is time again for a little bit of a recap. We wanted to recap the Premier League season as a whole. And just some things that like we've noted over the last year. Now, so I wanted to start off with a bit of an award show, if you will.
Yes.
Talk about some of the biggest signings, some of the best players, and some of the biggest flops of the season. And I wanted to start off by kicking it off with who you think, and this should be obvious, who you think is the player of the year for the Premier League this season.
I mean, Haaland.
That's Haaland.
But you need to keep in mind, man. It's close because Harry Kane has 30 Premier League goals on this dog shit Spurs team.
Yeah.
Haaland has 6 more goals. You put Harry Kane on that Man City team, man.
Harry Kane's amazing, man. Very underrated.
Okay, Haaland is player of the year. Now, honestly, up until a month ago, I would have given it to Odegaard, but I have to give it to Haaland because they won the league, broke the goal scoring record.
Yeah.
Norwegian and handsome.
And he could be that missing piece that the Man City needed to win the treble. Right, so
yeah, if they won the treble, it's GG's Man United. That's Anyways, player of the year, I'd say Haaland.
The biggest signing. Now this is a bit different because some might also say Haaland, but that's a bit of a boring answer. In my opinion, because City has now won the league 3 times, can you really call Haaland the biggest signing?
No, to me, biggest signing should be someone who basically, because they don't sign Haaland, Man City still probably win the league.
I say, in my opinion, the biggest signing, and you might call me an idiot for this, I think it's Casemiro. Because, man, he changed that team, bro. He changed it.
I don't disagree, but I'm trying to think. I feel like there's someone I might be missing. Because, Casemiro is probably... Casemiro...
You're talking about team... Because I'm thinking Arsenal. I'm not really seeing anybody on Arsenal this season that was, incredible, in terms of you had some good signings this year, Zinchenko being one, Jesus being one, but they're not biggest signing candidates,
signing at a season is I'd say I guess I'd say Casemiro.
Casemiro is a good shout for sure, and then obviously Haaland is probably number 2.
Yeah, but Haaland isn't the biggest signing because without him, Man City could still they were already 2-time champs before he came.
They could still win the league.
Maybe they would not have. I don't know if they would have won the league without him. But I think that I think the chances are high. But I can guarantee you for a fact if Casemiro was not with Man United don't finish top 4. That for me, that's for sure.
For sure.
Man City, it's they don't have Haaland. It's a maybe that they win the league. Maybe they don't, but there's still a chance there. Man United don't have Casemiro. They don't finish top 4. So I'd say Casemiro.
And moving on to the next topic that I want to ask you about, the biggest surprise team. Now, this one, some people might say is obvious, but there's a lot of contenders, I think, actually.
I have 4. Okay, I'm listing them. Okay.
Are we talking I'm picturing surprise team as in positive surprise.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have 4. I'd say Villa, Brighton, Brentford, and Fulham. Now, if I were to rank them from 1 to 4, I'd say Villa number 1. I'd say Brighton number 2, Fulham 3, and then Brentford 4. Because Brentford last year were pretty decent. Them finishing, I think they finished 9th. Did Brentford finish 9th? You want to check that for me real quick? Yeah. I believe they finished 9th. Let's see. They did, yeah. Yeah, they finished 9th. I think the year before they finished somewhere around between 8 to 13. I think they finished 12th last year or something. I'm not sure. Point is, them finishing 9th, is it a big surprise? But somewhat is because maybe second season syndrome, because that's a thing in football where a team in their first year back to the big league, they'll outperform all expectations. Then the year after they basically go down. That's what happened to Sheffield United 3 years ago. Basically, first year they come back, they were pushing for Champions League spots for a lot of the year, and then they ended up finishing I think 7th or 8th. Then the next year they got relegated. So Brentford finishing 9th is somewhat surprising. Fulham finishing 10th is also surprising just because, I mentioned earlier, they are a yo-yo club, so they're prone to kind of going up and going down, but I wouldn't say it's super shocking they stayed in. I think it's just more shocking the fact they stayed up as high as 10th. But I definitely say Brighton and Villa. Now, the reason why I put Brighton second is because, when Potter left and they got De Zerbi, to me I thought there would be more of a drop off.
Yeah,
I didn't think they'd be terrible, but there'd be more of a drop off because to me obviously Potter at the time I thought was a better coach. Plus he had been with them for so long, blah blah blah. But no, De Zerbi's gone and actually done probably better. This is the highest they've ever finished. This is the first time they've had European football in, I don't know if it's ever, but definitely a long time. So I'd say Brighton are second, but I only put Villa above because Brighton basically continuing on from Graham Potter's foundation isn't too shocking. The fact they did so well. Villa were dog shit until Emery came and then finished 6th. What or seventh?
Yeah,
Seventh, yeah.
Seventh, right in conference.
Villa were basically, I think, they were near like relegation when Gerrard got sacked and Emery came. Now they finished up seventh and they have Conference League. So, to me, I'd say the biggest surprise team is Villa.
Okay,
year.
so I'm gonna go a bit of a different route. So I'll say my top four. One would be Newcastle, right? Because last year they were basically like close to relegation, right?
You know what? Actually, okay. You know what? I'll switch Brentford for Newcastle.
Because bro, like Newcastle, you can't ignore those brothers, man. They really they're the team that even if you don't like support, you're not a supporter of Newcastle. I feel like a lot of people would look at it and be impressed by what they did, especially because we've mentioned this before, how they really didn't spend that much money, right?
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. I would take Brentford out. I put Newcastle. I completely forgot. Yeah,
right.
I'd
So
say
Newcastle for me number one.
Yeah.
I say Brighton number two, similar to what you said. Also because Brighton had like some brothers come through like that just surprised me, honestly.
Yeah,
like
Matoma's good.
McAllister, Caicedo, Enciso. Bro, you see that banger that he scored? I know you were in Lebanon, but
all he scores is bangers, man.
All he scores.
He had that one against Chelsea, now that one against Man City.
Yeah. So Brighton has been surprising. Now Brighton is a bit of a weird team for me because Brighton could have done better, I think. But they had some really weird losses.
Losses that also they got robbed. Like the biggest game I remember is the one against Spurs where they lost, I think 2-1. They got robbed that game. They should have won. Like Brighton, if it wasn't for VAR, could have actually finished. They could have gone Europa League. They still got Europa League actually, but they could have finished fifth. Is my point. They could have finished fifth and maybe fourth. I don't know.
Fox and then three, I would say Villa because of the same reason as in Villa's like kind of down in the dumps. I didn't think they were gonna get relegated, but they were really like looking so shaky under Gerrard. And then Emery comes in and they just look like a completely different team. They gave Liverpool a run for their money last game. Very solid team. Honestly, like Mings was like an absolute monster. And then fourth, you might be surprised, I'd say Arsenal, because Arsenal's a team that they're capable of top four. Right before the season, I was thinking, yeah, they could definitely do it. But it's not a team I thought they were going to challenge for the title. And people might talk shit and say, "Oh, Man City's got it, whatever." Arsenal was challenging for the title. They were on top for 200 and some days, right?
We were on top for literally like 90% of the year.
Like literally, right? So they were a team that I will say positively surprised, given the fact that they don't have like superstars on their team other than like I would say Bukayo Saka. But they do have team. Like, they are a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It is very hard to say who the most surprising team is, honestly.
It is hard.
Because there's been a lot of surprises.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments, who you guys were most surprised by and why. But moving on to our next topic, the biggest flop. Now, we can do two flops. We can do team flop and then player flop.
Okay, biggest flop in terms of team, Chelsea.
Yeah, I think that's an
that's obvious.
Second would be Spurs.
600 mil to finish 12th.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say second Spurs. I'd say second Liverpool.
You think so? Even worse than like Leicester?
Well, Leicester are shit. Liverpool last year.
You know what? You're honestly right. You're actually right.
Liverpool were basically 2 wins away from getting a quadruple last year. They finished 1 point behind Man City in the league, and then they lost the Champions League final. They win the Premier League. They get basically one more win in the Premier League, and then beat Madrid in the final, which they should have done. They win a quadruple. They go from that to basically fifth, and they won nothing. Like honestly, no FA Cup, no nothing.
I concede actually. So I think saying Chelsea number 1, Liverpool number 2, and then Spurs number 3.
Yeah, I'd give Spurs number 3 because basically this year promised way more than like I said, they were basically top 4, looking good for a good portion of the year, and then they just dropped. They finished 8th. Yeah,
so eighth. Yeah.
Looking terrible.
And then player wise, man, it's a bit. I want to throw Son's name in the pot. Mudryk was a big flop. $100 million.
I don't care if it was a January signing. Mudryk's the biggest flop.
Yeah.
Bum.
And maybe I'm trying to think. Like, I don't want to say Nunez was a flop. He wasn't a flop. No, I think he might have been because he was compared to Haaland for whatever reason.
Yeah, but
he was not like he's nowhere near that level, right?
But his stats were better than
to be honest, what people
exactly.
The amount of people that talk shit, you'd imagine this brother scored nothing like Mudryk.
No, I wouldn't put Mudryk to me is definitely number 1. I think maybe close second. Man, who would be
biggest? Yeah, like a lot of Chelsea players didn't do amazing. Like Havertz was really weird.
Yeah, but I'm talking about. Are you talking about
signings.
Just flop signings?
No, we can say signings. Yeah, why not?
Flop signings.
Flop signings. Like I'm again.
Well, Calvin Phillips.
Fox. I mean, but
he like didn't play, barely played. Calvin Phillips, I'd say maybe.
You have like Anthony is not. I wouldn't say a flop signing,
Anthony,
but like he was definitely like overpriced. I would say
he was overpriced, but I want to call him a flop. I would say definitely. I think for me, it would be Mudryk and what's his name, Calvin Phillips. I think are my top two.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd say that because, I mean, you could say Aubameyang with Chelsea as well, but like he never played.
Fox. He wasn't really given much of a chance.
I don't know, man. Like, I feel like there's players I'm missing, but yeah, I'd say definitely Mudryk is top of there. I'd just say for the feed, the hype you have, besides all the Chelsea fans are making fun of Arsenal fans saying, "Oh, we stole the player you guys wanted," blah blah blah. Good, good.
Right, like a lot of Arsenal fans are probably like,
bro, we got Trossard for like a fourth of Mudryk's price, and Trossard has been way better.
Way better.
He's had 9 assists and I think 2 goals since he joined us.
Wow. And that's another Brighton dude, right? Like, man, Brighton has some ballers this season. Honestly, it's
we need Cancelo, man. We need Cancelo from Brighton, please, Arsenal, please. But yeah, I'd say flop is that.
Biggest flop, yeah. Again, let us know what you guys think. Most improved player. Now this is a bit of a weird one for me because I want to quickly throw Rashford's name in the mix.
No.
Because Rashford is one of those brothers who, like, yeah, obviously he was a promising player for years before Ronaldo came, right? But this season, he from last season comparatively, that brother really like pushed.
Yeah, but he's not most improved. The reason why is because nothing in his game improved. He basically just went on a purple patch of scoring, but like nothing in his actual game improved. He's basically the same player, just basically all pace. Mm-hmm. Like basically all pace and skill, but like he's not like I told you, nothing about his game really changed for me to say he's the most improved. Like he just went through a purple patch of scoring goals. Most improved to me, I'd say Xhaka.
Very big.
Because Xhaka had what seven goals in the league this year, or 6. He had 6 or 7. He scored twice
2 today. Yeah.
So that brought it up to I think he has 7. Yeah, 7 goals in the Premier League this year. Basically, a catalyst for most of the year, us pushing for the title. I'd say him. I'd say probably it's a bit of a tough one. Most improved. I mean, Bruno Fernandes. I wouldn't say he's most improved because he was good like this before Ronaldo came back. For like the year and a half he was at Man United, and then before Ronaldo came back, he was kind of performing the same. But this year he's been. I've liked this game a bit more, so I'd say.
Well, let's shout out Wan-Bissaka though for a bit because I think that.
Good, but
he improved. He improved a lot.
Most improved, man. That's such a.
It's a loaded question, right? In terms of City, I don't. Grealish. Grealish is a good shout.
I'd say maybe Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, Fox
with Newcastle.
Fox, that's a good. Callum Wilson also put in some work.
Callum Wilson was good. It's fucking. Maybe. Matoma for Brighton.
That's a good shout.
Matoma for Brighton. Good shout.
Yeah.
I'd say Cancelo as well because he can play basically as a DM center mid or he's played as a right back. He's played like in the defense before, so he was pretty good.
Huh.
I'd say Martinelli as well. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I don't know. Okay, if I were to just stick my neck out and just say one player, I'm gonna say Xhaka.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Let us know what you guys think. Moving on to most overrated player this season.
Rashford.
You think so?
Yes.
I think Rashford's a good shout as well. Even though I just said he was most improved, I think it's a good shout because these brothers were talking about Ballon d'Or, like
Rashford.
United fans were really hyping him up. And the thing is, I respect his game and I respect what he's done for the club this season. But to put him in the conversation with the likes of like Mbappe and Haaland, or especially like pre-World Cup. Not pre-World, sorry, like a little bit past World Cup.
Yeah, post-World Cup. Rashford. Like I told you, he went on a purple patch for about 2 months.
Yeah.
Where he was
that was a little bit comical, I would say. However, he did.
Yo,
bits.
He's good,
He
but he's overrated. He's good. Yeah. I'd say him. He's overrated. I'd say Anthony's overrated. I think people overrate Anthony. I think.
I'm trying to think maybe because I want to say.
No, there's a lot of players. I think.
I want to like put some Liverpool in there because.
Well, Van Dijk's overrated now.
Van Dijk had a bad season based on his standards, right? And because of his past tenure, Liverpool fans overrated him because they would say, well, what are you guys talking about? Van Dijk is still him. It's not true. Like, I mean, let's face reality. This season was an off season. Now, do I have hope that he comes back next season and plays better? Of course I do. But as Liverpool fans overrated the shit out of Van Dijk this season, based on the performances he was putting in. That's a good show.
Yeah, I think, but I'm gonna stick with Rashford. I think Rashford's the most overrated this year.
And now the final category,
best manager.
the best manager. Now I also want to give a bit of a tier list here, because this one I think is one of the tougher ones, because managers of this season, brother, like they've been really a lot of standouts, right? So let's start off with, I want to throw 4 names into the hat. Starting off with Pep, Arteta, Howe, and De Zerbi maybe.
No, there's more than that. Okay, if I'm gonna throw in, I say there's about, I think off the top of my head, I'd say 8 managers could win it.
No, I would listen, because I would throw in Ten Hag in there.
No, because first of all, I'm taking Pep out right now, because Pep, by his standards, I'm basing this strictly just off Premier League.
Yeah.
Not like overall, because they could still win treble with it. I'm based strictly off Premier League. They finished on 89 points this year, which is 9 less than they finished off last year. The year before they finished on 86. Okay, so that, but then the year before they finished on, I think 100. Like, but Pep for a Man City team this year have not like been wow. They've been great as like normal. It's Man City, but they have not been wow for me to basically throw Pep as like manager of the year, because like they're basically they're good regardless. Like they're gonna be good regardless. So I'm not gonna throw Pep in there. For me, non-order, so I'm gonna throw them and I'll pick someone after. I'd say, yeah, I'd give Arteta, Howe, De Zerbi, Unai Emery, Gary O'Neill for Bournemouth. So that's 5. I'd say Marco Silva, Fulham. That's 6. And then, yeah, Ten Hag is in there. So that's 7. And then maybe, I could say maybe, Thomas. You could put maybe Thomas Frank in there, I'd say. Because, and then if I'm going to pick someone out of that bunch, I'm going to go maybe.
It's Eddie Howe, bro. It's Eddie Howe. Like, I really having a hard time. Like,
I think for me, it's a toss-up between Eddie Howe and Gary O'Neill.
Really?
But between them, I don't know.
I mean, Gary O'Neill did was impressive.
But that Bournemouth squad should have been relegated. It was not. It's ass. That Bournemouth squad should have been relegated. The fact that not, because especially after the 9-0 and all of that, they should have been gone. But the fact that not only were they not gone, they finished on 39 points. They finished 5-6 points above relegation. So, like, all things considered, Bournemouth had a good year, and Gary O'Neill deserves credit for that. That's why, like, I'd put between him and Howe. But then Howe, with like not necessarily amazing players, pushed for champion. Like, they got Champions League and they finished on 71 points. So, I'll give it to Eddie Howe. So for me, I'd say my top 3 would be Eddie Howe.
Let's do top 5.
Look, okay, top 5: Eddie Howe, Gary O'Neill, Arteta, Emery, De Zerbi, and then I'd say Ten Hag is 6. Ten Hag is 6.
Okay,
I'd say that.
I'll do 1 Eddie Howe. I'll do 2 Pep. I'll do 3 Arteta. I'll do 4. I'll do 4 De Zerbi. 5 O'Neill. 6 Ten Hag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not putting Pep out.
Bro, you can't ignore him, bro. Like this man is just.
He's good, but the thing is, this isn't like unexpected. Is my point.
It's not unexpected, but like you're talking about, like who would you give the award to? You know what I mean? And it's not about like the award is given to the best manager, right? It's not given based on like your.
Well, if you're gonna go based on the best manager, then yes, Pep is obviously the winner. But the thing is, I'm talking about best manager with what was allocated to them.
Fair, no, based on expectations.
Basically, the best managerial job, not the best manager itself. Fair. I'd say the best managerial job was Eddie Howe, Gary O'Neill, then Arteta 3. I'd say that.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. That is our Premier League highs and lows wrap up. And let us know what you guys think about all of the questions that we posed today. And time to move on to a couple of teams that hold a nice place in our hearts, being Liverpool and Arsenal. For those Liverpool and Arsenal fans out there, let us know what you guys think. We wanted to talk about sort of the disappointments of these teams that we faced over the last year, and also what we want to do next season in order, or I guess within the summer, to make sure that we really challenge for the title, respectively, like both of our teams respectively, right?
I'll let you start off.
So, for those who watch, today is Sunday, May the 28th. So today we would have just played against Southampton, a team where we go down 4-2 against. end up tying 4-4.
No,
Honestly,
don't say we went down 4-2 to say that. No. You have to say we were up 2-0. And
we
then
were
went
up
down
2-0. Our defense,
Don't-
yeah, that's true. Actually,
don't
right.
sugarcoat
We
it.
were up 2-0, and then we let Southampton, the 20th place team, score 4 goals in a row against us. Our defense was shambolic. Our midfielders were just passing the ball back to Southampton players, and just absolutely letting, like, basically today's game was a battle of who can be worse in the back. Pause. But it was embarrassing, genuinely embarrassing, and it really highlighted the kind of season that Liverpool had. Liverpool had a great stretch of great games, winning 7, 8 in a row, and then today's game really highlighted what Liverpool need, and that is a couple of things. We need, I would say, a new right back, so to allow Trent to play more in the midfield. Now, right backs that I could think of, I would maybe Caicedo. Caicedo can play right back. Cancelo can play right back. I mean, that brother might not looking to stay at Bayern.
Yeah, Cancelo's
We need a new right back.
You know what?
And we need a defensive right back because our midfielder are yeah. Sorry,
You know, a shout I'd give you guys is like I wouldn't necessarily say a starting right back, but a very good backup right back. I'd say Ricardo Pereira from Leicester. He's gonna get sold.
Mm-hmm.
I would take Pereira as a backup. He'd be a good backup.
That's a good shout. That's a good shout.
I'd give him.
We need a new right back. We need at least one new center back because brothers like Matip and Joe Gomez are not cutting it. You saw it today. For those who watched, you saw it today. It's just not good. It's not good enough, man. It's not good enough. We need backup center back for days that Virgil need to take a break, for days that where Konate need a break. We need solid backup center back. And Simicast is a solid left back, but man, he's just the last couple of performances has just not been it for that brother.
But he's a backup.
If we don't need, I wouldn't invest in a left back because over something else. For example, now we need midfielders. We need, I want to say, a new DM. Mm-hmm. Okay, somebody to cover for Fabinho when he's not having a great day.
Not even that, just sell Fabinho. He's washed.
I wouldn't sell him. No.
I would just sell him.
No, he's not washed, bro. He has it in him. I can see it, but he needs it like a backup. Now, who would I want as a again maybe Caicedo, not again, but Declan Rice. I would love to see him in red.
I would too.
Well, shut up. Yeah, those are some definitely. Man, honestly, I know Camavinga is set on Real Madrid, but I would love to see that brother in red, bro. Oh,
there's that one dude with what's his name? What team's he
Ugarte?
Ugarte for Sporting. Yeah, that dude. Ugarte.
Fox.
You could take him. He's good.
Man, honestly, that brother's pretty solid. But I would say the most pressing of the midfield position right now is a creative midfielder to replace Thiago because Thiago is just not reliable, man. I love him. He's a great player, amazing.
Too injury prone, yeah.
But we need a creative midfielder, somebody to replace him. And I don't know right now. Like, I'm trying to think of somebody who I would take. McMaster.
Well, you guys are gonna get McAllister.
McAllister.
According to the final details are being signed out right now. Yeah. You guys are probably gonna get him,
right? If we can get that, hopefully we get that, brother, inshallah. But yeah, as our front three are solid, man. I don't see us doing much in the front three. But I think, honestly, that's what I would do. Let us know, Liverpool fans, what you would do. That's just my opinion. Moving on to now Arsenal. What are you thinking? How are you going to challenge for the title next season?
We don't need much. The only thing I would say is we need a center back and we need a right back. Mm-hmm. Because the way I see it, I don't want to go next year with having Ben White as our right back.
You want him back in the center?
I want him put him as center back because then you have Ben White, Gabriel, Saliba, and Kvior or whatever. Mm. That's 4 right there. Maybe you get a backup. I don't know. Maybe, but it's not necessarily pressing. But for me, left back is pretty good because we have Zinchenko. Maybe get a backup left back, and then we need a starting right back because Tomiyasu, like Thiago, when he plays, I love him, but he's too injury prone. I can't rely on him. So I would definitely get a right back and get a backup left back because Tierney's probably going to get sold. I get him. Go all out for Declan Rice or Caicedo, one of them, but has to be Declan Rice because Partey's getting up there, and he's Partey's 31, 32, plus he has some injury issues. Xhaka's probably leaving, and then Jorginho. So for me, midfield is definitely where we need to invest in Declan Rice. Declan Rice or Caicedo, but one of them for sure, and maybe gets some players around that maybe. I mean, Milinkovic-Savic we could probably get on a cut price deal from Lazio. I could maybe look into that. Maybe look into.
I think you guys need a new right winger. Somebody to
No,
rest Saka.
For me, look, midfield is most important. Then the attack. So yeah, we have Saka, Jesus, Martinelli. That's like the front three. Then you have Trossard, and then yeah, I would look into getting maybe Balogun back and have him like interchange with Jesus, and then maybe I get a backup right winger, because I don't know if Reece Nelson, we can rely on him for like a deep title push. Because next year we're gonna try to hopefully challenge again for a title, and also not
win the Champions League.
Yeah, like try to go somewhat far in the Champions League. So yeah, we definitely need squad. But for me,
deeper squad.
But for me, the most pressing area to me is the midfield.
Mm-hmm.
Then defense, then attack. I'm not worried about our attack that much. Me, it's midfield 1 because Xhaka's probably going, and then if next year our midfield is basically okay. Yeah, we have Odegaard, Jorginho, Partey. Those are 3 I can rely on. But Fabio Vieira, no. Smith Rowe, I mean, he's still young, but I don't know. Then Mo Elneny, no. Sambi Lokonga, we have to sell him. Like, yeah, for me, we need at least 3 midfielders. Right back, that's 4 players. And then maybe, if you're greedy, maybe like a backup right winger or something. Maybe. But, like, yeah.
Can we talk about the send off that Granit Xhaka is getting? Because at the end of the day, like, one of the things is, I don't know if I've ever seen this before, where a player is so out of favor with the club, and then like the redemption arc for Xhaka, just to then say, you know what, I did what I got to do, I'm leaving, and like, let's say he does leave, I should say. He's honestly like left on such a great note. Like, he's won over Arsenal fans.
They were chanting, "We want you to stay" today during the game as well.
That's so cute.
No, I don't know, man. I wish we could have won the fucking league.
But you know what? Honestly, shout out to that brother. He's got a lot of heart.
Yeah, good,
All right, next topic. Maybe you guys will have some fun with this. I hope you guys will have some fun with this. We will, because we are doing our final combined 11 for the Premier League this season, but we're focusing on top 6 teams, because if we focused on the whole league, we would go insane. So, top 6 teams, reminder, it's City, it's Arsenal, it's United, it's Newcastle, it's Liverpool, and it's Brighton.
Yeah.
Okay? Those players, we're going to be creating a top 11, or a combined 11, sorry. And starting off with goalkeeper. Now, I'd say this one is not an easy one, but I would say it's Alisson, right? Alisson, or maybe perhaps Pope.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, Alisson.
Yeah.
That's Alisson. Yeah.
Alisson takes that spot for me.
And then
right back?
Right back, I would say Trippier.
That's facts. Yeah, I think that's a tough one to argue.
Trippier.
I would have maybe earlier in the season I would have said Ben White, but
yeah, Trippier. I'd say Trippier.
Right. Left back. Now, again, earlier in the season I would have said Zinchenko, and I'm trying to think. So we have maybe like Luke Shaw gets a shout, I would say. Ake wasn't like necessarily a left back, but like he was kind of playing a lot in the left back position this season. He was pretty good.
Yeah, I would.
Let's see.
Yeah, maybe him. There's what's that one guy who plays for Newcastle? Let me pull it up. Give me a second. It's one guy who plays for Newcastle. Oh, let me check. I forgot his name. It's that one left back for Newcastle.
Burn?
No, not Burn. Never mind. I'm talking shit. Yeah, you know what? I'm still gonna go Zinchenko. I'm still going Zinchenko.
I'm gonna go for Shaw. I'm gonna go for
Luke
Shaw.
Shaw?
Yeah,
Really?
I think he's a solid shout, to be fair. I'm trying to think of like Bright like Stupin yet. No.
No.
And it's not Robert. It's not Robertson.
Yeah.
Like it's. I think it has to be either Zinchenko or Shaw or Ake. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna go for Shaw because he plays more traditional left.
Okay. Center back. Okay.
Our 2 center backs. Now this one is a position that's been thrown up in the air a lot this season.
Saliba's definitely in there. Only reason why I say that is because since he got injured, the defense went off a fucking cliff.
Yeah.
So I'm saying Saliba's
okay,
definitely
so I think my for sure one has to be Botman. my for sure one.
Yeah, you know what? Saliba, Botman, because Newcastle, I'm pretty sure, had the best defensive record. Well, in the top 6, they had the best defensive record, and I think in the league as a whole, they had the best defense.
So
I'm pretty sure.
So Botman walks in for me, and then
It has to be Saliba.
you think so?
Yes, it has to be Saliba.
Okay, I'm gonna go for Botman and Van. No, I'm kidding.
No.
Yeah, okay. I'll take that shot. Saliba, yeah, was a really big impact player, and his being away just terrible.
Now DM Rodri.
It's very close, but I think Rodri in that latter half of the season really pushed ahead of Casemiro.
Look, I'd say Rodri.
And then Partey fell off. I don't want to say that, but he wasn't in the same.
My midfield 3 is Rodri, Odegaard, and De Bruyne. Odegaard, Rodri, De Bruyne.
Odegaard, Rodri, De Bruyne.
Yeah, I think that's my 3.
That's Odegaard. Yeah, I think that's free. Now right winger. Man, I want to say Saka, but it's tough because Saka had an amazing 3/4 of the season.
I'll give you Salah because Saka the last month has been ass.
Yeah, I'm taking Salah, man. I'm taking Salah, and I think because Salah had his inconsistencies throughout the season, but with Saka, it's been a lot more stretch and when it needed the most kind of thing. Whereas Salah in the period where Liverpool was winning, he was really key. You know what I mean?
I'd say, I'll give it to Salah because, he had, 20 goals this year.
No,
Did he
19.
score today?
No,
he didn't score. So 19 and 10 assists.
Yeah, so
29 goal contributions across the whole year. I'd say, Salah. And then striker, Haaland.
Striker, Haaland, it has to be Haaland, but if it's a really close Kane.
Well, listen, because I've seen some people put Kane as a left winger because, it's kind of criminal to not include Kane in a starting. Oh wait, Kane's not even top 6. Why the fuck are we talking about this? We're talking about top 6. Grealish. Yeah. Actually, no.
Left wing.
Martinelli.
You know what? Because Martinelli really.
I'm sorry, Martinelli's been consistent the whole year.
Yeah.
Rashford's been inconsistent. He's been in patches insanely good. Grealish has been good as well. He's been consistent, but I don't think he's been better than Martinelli.
Grealish is post World Cup. That's when he turned up, right?
Hasn't been better than Martinelli.
It's combined 11 of the season.
Yeah, Martinelli.
You know what I mean?
Martinelli.
So I will say left wing Martinelli. Yeah. So to recap, this is our opinion. Of course, don't yell at us, please. I'm so sorry.
Yell at me, bitch.
We got goalkeeper Alisson. We got right back Trippier. We got left back. I said Shaw. He says Zinchenko.
Then Saliba.
We got Botman and Saliba consensus. We got for our 3 midfielders. We got Rodri, De Bruyne, and Odegaard. For our right winger, we can also consensus Salah. Striker consensus Haaland, and then left wing consensus Martinelli.
So let us know. Man,
let us know what you guys think. Call us idiots.
And keep in mind to specify, this is only the top 6 teams. So we're not including Chelsea, Spurs, whatever. We're talking about strictly this year who are top 6.
I wouldn't include Chelsea anyway.
They fucking suck. But the point is, if you guys are gonna go after us for not saying Harry Kane, we're talking about top 6.
All right.
Anyway,
that's our Premier League talk, guys. Let us know what you guys think. That was a pretty good season. Honestly, I enjoyed it quite a bit. Now,
that was good.
There are also a couple of other leagues around Europe that have concluded. All of them actually.
All of them concluded. We need to talk.
We want to talk about Bundesliga
very quickly
because that was scenes.
There was fucking bullshit. I can't believe Dortmund didn't win. No, it's because this is, and I mentioned this also yesterday on TikTok. Peep the TikTok, guys.
Peep the TikTok, man. We talk a lot of shit.
This is the worst Bayern team statistically, and also just that I've seen with my eyes in 10 years. This is the worst Bayern team I've seen. The fact that they were still able to win the league and Dortmund couldn't win at home to Mainz, bro, it's done because next year Bayern are going to be better. Mm-hmm. Bayern are definitely going to be better. Dortmund might get worse because Dortmund are a selling team. They might sell someone. Okay, well, Bellingham's gone. Bellingham's gone for sure. Reina, maybe Gio Reyna might go. Who knows? There's some of their players, man, that, I don't know if they're going to be the next team. The thing is with Dortmund is that, bro, it was so soul-crushing to lose like that I don't know if they're going to,
because it was in their hand.
Next year, man, they might just be too depressed to actually challenge.
Oh, man, but these brothers lost on goal difference,
because
right?
the Bundesliga is going to get worse. Look, Bellingham's leaving, and Nkunku's going to Chelsea. Mane might leave Bayern, but, Mane hasn't really been that great for Bayern, so it's not really, a huge loss. Bro, Bayern are going to win next year. Again. And they're I don't know when they're going to lose. If not this year, when are they going to lose?
This year was the year to do it. Dortmund had it in their hand. They go down 2-0 against Mainz.
And then they end up like
they miss a penalty.
Yeah, they missed a penalty. They ended up scoring 2 goals, but their second goal was scored literally a minute. Like basically, they added 5 minutes into stoppage time. It was scored in the 6th minute of stoppage time. So pretty much they scored, but like
It was like a consolation prize.
The second it resumed, the ref blew the whistle. Yeah, Musiala scored that one. Musiala's fire.
No, that brother, yeah. No, he man, that's big time, big game player kind of thing.
Yeah, that's fire, man. He clutched up, scored the
league winning goal. You won the league for your team.
League winning goal, man. That's
The funniest thing is to see, or funny and sad at the same time, is to see Tuchel like holding the Bundesliga title.
I hate people who are trying to say that's his. Tuchel. Bayern have not been good since Tuchel came. They've been actually like I think worse.
Yeah.
Because they got knocked out the Champions League convincingly under his watch.
That's not his super fault.
Well, it's not completely his fault, but he's the coach, so he takes some blame.
Yeah.
Get knocked out the DFB Pokal, and then basically left it till the final day of the season, where basically it wasn't because they were that good. Like it wasn't because Bayern were good that they won the league. It's because Dortmund just basically fucked up and coughed up the league and handed it to them.
Mm-hmm.
So Tuchel getting credit for this to me is dumb. Like I don't think he really like. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve any credit, but like people going around saying, "Oh, Tuchel," no, bro, he's been kind of.
That's Nagelsmann's title.
That's Nagelsmann's title because people are gonna be like, well, when Tuchel joined, they were 1 point off Dortmund. Okay, fine, they were 1 point off Dortmund when he joined. Yeah, cool, but like they won basically on goal difference. So did he really? Fine, he got them 1 point above. No, he basically leveled on points with Dortmund, then won the league on goal difference. Like, is that really like?
That's not that much of a like a.
It's not really like a thing.
It's not really like a domination or anything.
Yeah,
it's like okay, like no, I'm not. It's not luck. Like I mean, Bayern was
like it's some credit is deserved, but still, it's not like wow tears. But yeah.
Yeah. So we had mentioned it earlier. Brahim had made a point that like we had talked about Dortmund at a couple points in the season being above Bayern in the table. And Brahim would said, like, honestly, like, Bayern is kind of inevitable. Bayern just happens. Bayern is just the team that
don't
wins.
lose. They
don't lose. Like, there's been many cases in the last couple of years where Bayern could be in second place, in the table, whatever. They come back and they win, man, and that's just Bayern. All respects to them, but their team is gonna change over the offseason a little bit, right? So I would imagine that Cancelo is going back to Man City. Not really.
Well, he's gonna go back and get sold to someone.
Exactly, right?
Could be Barca.
Could be Barca. That would be pretty good. You guys need a right back.
No, we do. Hopefully Barca, or hopefully Arsenal. One of the two. If he goes to Arsenal or Barca, I'm happy.
Why wouldn't you be? I think that brother's really underrated. Honestly, I don't know. He's a very good player. And then you have Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane is a player that news has it that the Bayern really want to sell, and it's just a matter of who wants to buy. Now, I can see a Premier League return in his future. Do I see a Liverpool return? No.
Would you want him to return?
No.
No.
It's a stupid thing to say, but it's one of the how like we were talking about Chelsea being really like saturated in the front. Pause. Like Liverpool right now is that. We got Nunez, we got Diaz, we got Gakpo, we got Salah, we got Jota. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're so saturated that like I love Mane, right? But I want to use our money for something else.
Yeah, the front is pretty stuffed. Pause.
Yeah.
But
I could see him going to like a rival team like Chelsea or like.
I think if Mane leaves Bayern, I don't think he goes back to the Premier. I think Mane's basically he would not want to play for anyone besides Liverpool in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I think he could go to maybe like a Juventus, like Italy. He could go. He could go to like maybe Madrid. Who knows?
Madrid don't need a left winger.
Well, they need attackers. They do. Like they don't need a left winger.
Mane can play on the right. Because
Asensio's leaving, and like Madrid need attackers. Barca need a left winger. He can maybe go Barca.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
like it's tricky, but like Mane might leave. Cancelo's definitely leaving, but I don't know.
All right, let's move on to our final topic of today's podcast, which is Brahim's favorite topic, and that is Barcelona. Now,
the cycle of them pissing me off.
Pissing me off. I don't really care. But the cycle of them pissing Brahim off. Now, Barcelona is another interesting team, a team which I think that they won the league, fair enough to them. However, they did it in a less than that's actually a terrible way to say it.
Not less than convincing.
I just don't think that they were that amazing.
No, we won it by a decent amount of points, but that's factors down to two things. Mm-hmm. One, we got knocked out of pretty much every competition early.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2, Madrid were fucking ass this year.
Madrid's third.
Barca's they're second. No, they're second.
Oh, because they won against
Sevilla. Yeah. But that's the thing. So for me, it's a thing of like Barca now. The starting 11 is cool, but also the rumors Messi might come back. We need if Messi comes back, cool. I want him back, and then we need definitely a right back, and we need a backup left back. Like for me, yeah, we need Messi to come back, a right back, a backup left back, and maybe we do need for me, what I would like to see is either a Gundogan. I mean, Bernardo Silva would cost a decent amount of money, but Bernardo Silva or a Gundogan, either those two, and we need a DM, either Kimmich or Zubamendi from Real Sociedad. For me, we need that because now that Busquets is gone, Busquets is leaving basically. Alba's leaving. Piqué already left. It's a new dawn. We need fresh blood. We need it's new.
Ter Stegen is the only player left from that 2015 Champions League winning team.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
That's pretty messed up, man. A new era in the La Liga, man. And La Liga is one of those leagues that I want to see thrive. I want to see
it's fun, man. When the Liga thrives,
it's tough. Yeah, it's fun. That's the thing. But
we have a dickhead of a president.
That's he's ruined. Bro, this is one of the one thing that
he did it.
We don't want to pay 3 million euros
for no goal line technology. Yeah,
bro,
he's a bum. He's a bum. He's
sounds so stupid.
He's fucking up the league, bro. He's fucking up the league. The thing is for me right now is that the way I see it,
La Liga needs revamping.
La Liga needs revamping in terms of TV rights, stuff like that. Because, bro, you have teams who are basically Southampton, who was relegated, could spend more money than probably Atletico Madrid, who are basically a top 3 team in La Liga.
Bro, how do Canadians watch La Liga, other than fun streams?
I don't know, man. La Liga needs to fix up their fucking. They need to fix up their shit.
Because I'm subscribed to 2 different football streaming services, and I don't watch, and none of them have La Liga games.
Yeah, I don't
something needs to change, man. That league needs to get back to greatness, Make La Liga great again.
As long as Barca dominates and Madrid fluctuates, that rhymes shit, I'm happy. I don't really care. As long as Barca does well. We won the league this year. Hopefully next year, don't play bums like Eric Garcia. I mean, I love PK, but he's a bum. Well, he is a bum now. He was ass his last 2 years. Eric Garcia sucks. Get rid of Roberto. Busquets and Alba, as much as I love them, they needed to leave as well. Plus, with them leaving, on top of the fact that Piqué already left, the amount of money that saves us. So, yeah. I'd say shit's looking sweet for Arsenal and Barca. Shit's looking good for next year. I hope.
It is looking good. And that should wrap up for today's episode, or this week's episode of the Basement Baller podcast. We talked about a lot of things. Honestly, it's been a pretty solid season, enjoyable for most. Brahim was having a great time for about 3/4 of that. Barcelona does end up winning the La Liga title, which made him happy. Arsenal doesn't win the Premier League title, which made him a little bit upsetty spaghetti. But we move on. We move on to next season. Hopefully, we're looking at some fun transfer window activities.
Keep in touch.
Keep in touch, guys. Keep watching the podcast. Keep telling your friends about the podcast.
Keep TikToks as well. Podcast once a week. Cool. But you want some daily little snippets?
Some daily stuff? You want to see Brahim shake his ass for the gram? Well, you're not going to see that. But what you will see is some funny content and us pissing people off, because that's what we love to do.
Of course.
Shout out to you guys. We love you so much. Thank you for watching. Thanks. We're finally back to Basement Baller podcasting. And we will see you next week. Let us know what you guys want.
I won't leave you guys again.
Oh, my God. Don't do it. All right, guys. Peace out. Take care. Bye.